Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Four Persons. Just wanted to do a quick little election update where things stand now. There's been some dramatic developments, and one of the developments that we've been keeping our eye on is a couple of the leads of Trump have grown to such an extent that we're starting to see the opportunity for Trump to put more states into play. And it looks like that's what's happening. So, what you're looking at now, this is the current um, electoral map according to Real Clear Politics. This is where the election stands now, with the red states being uh, fair to solid Trump leans, the blue states being fair to solid Biden leans, and of course the beige states being the toss up states. And as you see right here, that accounts for 103 electoral votes. Now, this is based on averages over a period of time. Now, the first thing to really lock in on and notice here is this one right here, Minnesota. And we talked about this before. For Minnesota to be a toss up state, it's incredible. This is a state that hasn't gone Republican since 1972, Richard Nixon. And it's a toss up. And there's three straight polls that have come out in Minnesota, all three within the margin of error. So this is a true toss up state. And that's just incredible. And the fact that Donald Trump has been able to put Minnesota in play is a serious problem for the Democrats. And it looks like there's another state that they put into play too, and that spells real trouble for the Democrats. Okay, so look at this right now. The toss up states, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 toss up states. Now, the Real Clear Politics map allows you to choose a no toss ups option. And when you choose that option, it awards the remaining toss up states to whoever has a lead in those states according to the average, even if it's a small lead. And what you're going to see here is pretty amazing. Okay. So we have a small lead for Biden in Minnesota. All right. That puts him up to 226. Now, all of the other states awarded according to who has a small, at least a small lead in them. Let's go one at a time. Wisconsin, Trump. Michigan, Trump. Pennsylvania, Trump. North Carolina, Trump. And the lead in North Carolina is such that it looks like this is going to move out of the toss up category into the leans Trump category. So we're going to go ahead and put that into leans Trump. Okay. Georgia, Trump. Arizona, Trump. Nevada, Trump. So, according to the no toss ups version of the Real Clear Politics map, okay, this is the state of the race, 312 to 226. Okay. So you see here that Biden would need 44 electoral votes, 44 more electoral votes that would have to come at Trump's expense in order for him to get to 270. Now, because of the makeup of the House of Representatives, Trump can win this election with 269, but Biden needs 270. So he needs 44 electoral votes. He needs to find 44 electoral votes by flipping that in these states. And it's a daunting task. Okay. Pennsylvania, Michigan, get him there. Okay. Well, no, not quite. That would get him to 260. He still needs 10 more. So He would need Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, possibly. That would do it. Just barely, just at 270. Okay. And that's if he flipped those 3 states, they're all 3 leaning Trump now. Now, the latest development, though, that's crazy is it looks like Michigan and Wisconsin may be getting away from Biden because the latest poll, now these polls may be outliers, but the latest poll shows Trump up by 10 in Wisconsin and by 15 in Michigan. Okay? So if you give those states solid to Trump, all right, now Biden's got he's got his work cut out for him because he's got, among these pink states, 52, and he needs 42 of those, 44 of those 52. Now, the latest development is when we look at Virginia, and the latest polls in Virginia, if we pull up Real Clear Politics, and we look at their map, all right, we click on Virginia. Look at this. Polls are getting tight in Virginia, 3-point race, 4-point race. And these last 2 polls in Virginia are within the margin of error. Virginia, folks, the last 2 polls, now that's, we're waiting to see a new poll. This one was February. But the last 2 polls in Virginia are within the margin of error. Well, that makes Virginia a toss-up. We go back to our map. That makes Virginia a toss-up. Okay? Now, just for the sake of argument, let's say that Trump were to flip Virginia. Now he's at 325. Now Biden needs to flip 57 votes. Biden would need to flip, even if you put North Carolina back in the leans, he still needs 57 of these 81 votes. They're all leaning Trump. These are not toss-ups now, except for Virginia. Okay, so we've put Virginia in the toss-up category. All right, Biden needs to take those 13 votes of Virginia, and then he needs an additional 44 votes from these states. So he needs to flip 44 out of the 68 electoral votes that are currently leaning Trump. So, folks, if it is true that Minnesota and Virginia are both in play, the math doesn't add up for Biden to be able to get to 270, because if Trump were able to flip either one of those two, I mean, Biden would basically have to run the table in the rest of the states. And if Trump were to flip both of them, this race is over, folks. This race is looking more and more not like a red wave, but like a tsunami. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for watching.